You know, sometimes the hardest journeys in life are not the ones across oceans or continents. They are the ones across a single room, to look a loved one in the eye after years of hurt, misunderstanding and silence. Prince Harry is about to step back into that room. For the first time in nearly 2 years, he is expected to meet with his father, King Charles, when he visits London next month for the anniversary of Queen Elizabeth's passing and the WellChild Awards. Now, let's pause right there. This is not just a diary entry on the royal calendar, this is an opportunity, a test, and perhaps a reckoning, because here's the truth. Wounds don't heal by themselves. They need words, they need courage, and above all, they need responsibility. Clarence House is more than a royal residence today. It's the stage for a deeply human drama. A king and his son, once close, now meet as men shaped by different choices. The roles of monarch and father, prince and son, must find balance. The outcome depends not on protocol, but on honesty. King Charles must be both head of state and a father seeking reconciliation. For Harry, returning takes courage, a willingness to face pain for the sake of family. This is more than a conversation, it's a turning point. Years of misunderstanding can begin to heal here. Behind closed doors, it's simply a father and son, stripped of titles, searching for their way back. The hope is that love can bridge even the widest divides. Harry's journey has been marked by missteps, words spoken in pain that deepened wounds, and actions that sometimes seem to widen the distance between him and those he cares about most. His public revelations, intended to bring healing and understanding, sometimes had the opposite effect, unintentionally alienating those he loved and leaving relationships strained. Acknowledging the pain he caused is the hardest step back, requiring him to confront not only his own regrets but also the hurt felt by others. Yet it took immense courage to speak out, a bravery shaped by the profound loss of his mother and a deep desire to protect his own family from similar pain. Breaking from royal tradition required a boldness few possess, but returning now, seeking reconciliation, demands even greater humility and self-reflection. It's the quiet strength to admit imperfection, to seek understanding rather than victory, and to accept that healing is a process, not a single moment. Harry carries two burdens, his own pain and the far-reaching consequences of his words and choices, which ripple through his family and the public eye. To find peace, he must honour his truth while also recognising and respecting the truths and feelings of others, seeking common ground. It's a delicate balance between self-preservation and family duty, between speaking out and listening in silence. His presence in London signals a willingness to try, to rebuild bridges and face the past with open eyes and an open heart. This is a more mature bravery, one that listens, not shouts, and values reconciliation over being right. The courage to be vulnerable, to show emotion and admit mistakes is what's needed now more than ever. The hope is that this renewed courage, rooted in honesty and empathy, will finally lead to true healing for Harry and his family. King Charles stands at a crossroads where the immense demands of the crown intersect with the deeply personal duties of a father. Every step he takes is weighed down by the expectations of a nation and the longing for family unity. As monarch, he must protect the institution and uphold centuries of tradition. As a father, he feels the ache of a son's absence, a void that no royal title can fill. The rift with Harry threatens not only the image of a united royal family, but also the very fabric of their personal relationships. Yet before he wore the crown, Charles was simply a father, guiding, loving, and comforting his sons through childhood joys and challenges, sharing laughter and lessons in quieter times. Now he must look beyond royal protocol and see Harry not as a prince who challenged the firm, but as a son in pain, longing for understanding and acceptance. Charles's greatest challenge is to let his father's heart speak louder than his kingly duties, to find the courage to reach out with empathy and vulnerability. His grace and willingness to forgive can create the space needed for true reconciliation, both within the family and in the public eye. This journey is not about winning or losing, but about healing old wounds and building a future where love triumphs over pride. By welcoming Harry with an open heart, Charles can begin to mend both the bonds of family and the public's perception of the monarchy. Ultimately, his legacy will be shaped not just by his reign, but by his ability to lead his family back to peace, showing the world the true strength of compassion and unity. Beyond father and son, a silence lingers between two brothers. William and Harry, once inseparable, now stand worlds apart. Their bond, forged in shared loss, has crumbled. William, the heir, embodies duty. Harry, the rebel, chose a different path. Harry's revelations felt like betrayal to William, deepening the hurt. For true reconciliation, this silence must be broken. The brothers' relationship is the heart of the royal family's future. Healing requires honest conversation and mutual respect for their different choices. The world hopes to see them close again. Their story reminds us that even the strongest bonds can fray. The healing of Windsor truly begins when William and Harry find their way back to each other. In royal life, we often overlook the power of simple words. "I'm sorry" can unlock doors no decree ever could. For Harry, an apology means acknowledging the pain his words caused, not retracting his truth. For Charles, it's recognizing the moments when duty overshadowed family. These words are not weakness but strength, a bridge to forgiveness. An apology validates feelings and creates space for healing. It's not about blame, but shared responsibility. In any family, these words signal the end of winter and the first signs of spring. They are the beginning of the way back. And here's the final truth bomb. Forgiveness is not weakness, it is power. Harry has already shown courage by returning. Now Charles must show humility by embracing him. If he fails, the world will not blame Harry. The world will look at Charles and ask, what kind of father turns his son into a stranger? So when Harry walks into that room next month, let him walk in not as the runaway prince, not as the spare, not as the rebel, but as a son. And let Charles meet him not as a monarch, not as a figurehead, but simply as a dad. Because when the crown is gone, when the cameras fade, when history writes its last line, all that will remain are the bonds of family. And maybe, just maybe, if they find their way back to each other, the healing won't just be theirs. It might be healing for all of us who know what it's like to love and lose, to fight and forgive. This is the moment. Will they take it? The world is watching.